Hello, this is Mr. Aguilar, and I'm here to do a brief demo on how to set up our color slide presentation. So each student has been assigned a color, and your job is to create a color presentation or a slide project. So I created a brief demo and directions in Google Slides to help you build your own presentations. And again, this is coming after the tutorial that we did on how to modify and build slides. So I'm going to go through this and then walk you through a few steps afterwards. Our objective is to create a Google slide presentation of the assigned color. In this link here, you're going to see a link to Slides Carnival. Those are preset Google Slides that you can use if you want, or you can do this whole thing from scratch. But I would recommend that you look at Slide Carnival and see that the slides that they have, and just to make this a little bit easier and a little bit quicker for you. Guidelines and expectations. You'll be assigned a color to present a minimum of 15 slides, but the reality is you're going to need probably between 17 and 19 and even more for a better presentation. Up there I have an example for my slides on brown. Now I picked a neutral color simply because there are different elements that you need to look at for a neutral color than versus our base colors, our primaries and secondaries that you'd find on the color wheel. So what you're required to have is an intro slide. What is the color? So you should have a title page of what that color is. The second page, what does that color mean? Okay, so if you look up the psychology color or the meaning of color, you will get some different meanings for that color. I'm going to walk you through this in class, but this is for people who might have to miss school to various reasons, or they just need to watch the video for extra information that they might have missed. So what are the variations of the color and the meaning? So and you can do this in 1 to 3 slides. So if you have, for instance, I did brown. There's tans, there's beiges, there's browns, there's dark browns, there's reddish browns. There's all kinds of different neutral browns that we use, especially when we're talking about design or artwork. So we want to explore those different browns and what they're used for. In your case, you're going to be picking a different color. Green, forest green, moss green, sap green, hunter green. There's a lot of different greens out there, and they can have various meanings and different uses as far as design and art. Any other unique sight or quirk about a color? So there might be some interesting facts in your research that you're going to find about the color. And what I want you to do is save and highlight those interesting facts, because you can put those throughout your slides and maybe teach us something new. Other things that you're going to need is the other components we talk about in color theory. So the colors analogous group. So if you have, again, green, analogous group of green, you could have yellow, green, green, and blue, green, and even to blue. Colors complementary colors scheme. So the opposite or the complementary color to green would be red. Color split complement color scheme. So again, if green's complementary color is red, that means its split comp is going to be red, orange, and yellow, orange. I'm sorry, it's going to be red, violet, or red, orange. A color's triadic color scheme. So green is part of the secondary colors, which is its own triadic color scheme. So you would see orange, violet, and green, and color as a monochromatic color scheme. Now you might find you need to go to our slides on color theory, and that way you can have that information about what is a split comp, what is analogous colors, what are complementary colors. So again, this is relying that you have that preloaded information that we've already gone over as a class, and I would recommend going back to those slides and looking at those examples. What I also want to see is your color in graphic design. So I'm looking for 1 to 3 slides. Your color used in art, again, 1 to 3 slides. Your color found in nature, animals, plants, geology, again, 1 to 3 slides. How to use color in design, 2 to 4 examples, and that could be 2 to 4 slides. And then your summary and your thoughts on the color, that can be 1 slide. So if you find multiple images in nature, you find multiple images in graphic design, multiple images in interior design, well, you're not going to have a presentation that's 17 or 19 slides. Your presentation is probably going to be closer to 25 or 30 slides. So again, the more in-depth you go, the better your slideshow will be and the more information you'll have to present. So how do you find this information is the big question. So I have a couple of things. This is word searches for color, for your information. So color meaning, so the meaning of red, the meaning of green, the meaning of blue. You can look that up in a Google search. Red's meaning, green's meaning, blue's meaning. Whatever your color is, you can just insert that in meaning. And again, you're going to see where it says insert color. So the psychology of red, the psychology of green, the psychology of blue, the psychology of yellow. You just plug it in, you're going to get links, you're going to find information. There's a ton of color theory information. There's a ton of color research. All you have to do is go out and look for it. And then I'm going to show you how to save that information too. And then you could say how to use insert color in design. So again, whatever color you're using, that's going to give you a host of information that you can use. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to collect that. So we're going to start talking about create a Google Doc where you can just copy and paste all that information, go through it, take notes, and kind of organize your thoughts and figuring out how you're going to do this presentation. Word searches for images. Now, the other searches were designed for finding information, but you also want to have graphics and pictures for this colors to go along with those explanations. So word searches for color for images, color in design. So again, you just insert your color. So if you have blue, blue in design, red in design, purple in design, whatever that color is. Blue color palette, violet color palette, orange color palette. Again, you'll get some graphics for that. So you can just go through that list, things that are red, things that are blue, blue in nature, orange in nature, green in nature. Again, you will find images that you can use to put into your slideshow presentation. And I have another column going on, things in nature that are color swatches, color for interior design, color. So these are, again, different things that you can use, word searches in Google, and you can collect that information. So there's two things that we want to do. How do we collect our information? And then how do we collect our graphics / images to be used in our presentation? So we'll get into that too. Sites for color. So I already gave you guys a couple of sites for color to look at, like Color Hexa, Home Edit, Color Psychology, graphics.com. Color-meanings, and empower yourself with colorpsychology.com. So I've already done a little bit of research to help you get started, but again, I'd always recommend doing your own research and looking up as multiple sites as possible, finding multiple avenues and venues of information. The more stuff you can find, the easier the project's going to be. This is an example, and again, this could be for green or for brown. I use this one for brown. When I want to find brown in nature, brown in design, I found this image with the color swatches for both brown and green. And you can see how those colors work together in this image, and you can see the swatches of the colors that are presented in this image. So this is an example of a graphic that's out there that you can find and use for your slideshow presentation. And again, you're going to see when you have pictures and graphics, you can make things look really, really interesting. And it's simply just placing an image into your slideshow. So let's talk about how do we set it up. One, you should have a folder, You should have a folder for your color where you're going to collect everything. So new folder, inside your period folder, set up a new folder for your color. Again, my example was brown, which we'll be going over in another video. Brown graphics, this is where I store all my images. So create a folder for your images and graphics to be used in slides. And then down below it says create a Google Doc to collect all color information to be used in slides. So all you're doing is copying and pasting this information that you're going to put into your slides. And then you have your presentation. So I have my brown color presentation, slides for color. This is the inside of my graphics folder. So this is just a preview to see some of the photographs I collected. Are you going to use all the images that you collect? No. But you want to have options because you're going to find that some images work better than others. Sometimes you're going to need a horizontal image. Sometimes you're going to need a vertical image. So it's always good to have a variety of images for your presentation. This is an example of my Google Doc, and one of the things that I want to show in Google Docs, you can leave yourself notes. So anytime I found something interesting, I put a note down, whether it is for the meaning of brown. So you can see in this area, the highlight, what does brown mean? And I have that meaning of brown, so I made a note of it. And then down here, quirky slide, set a side note of information. So again, I have some quirky informations farther down here that I've already highlighted. So it's good to start organizing your thoughts and start thinking about, where am I going to use this information in my slideshow? Once you have gathered all the images and graphics and information, start laying out and labeling your slides. Again, here's another example of the graphic I found for brown. It also incorporates green. So these are the browns and the greens that you're going to find in that image. By the way, the numbers that you see in those color swatches, those are called hex codes. So if you want to use those hex code numbers, you can actually get that specific color for your slides. Here's an example. So you're going to need a title page for color. So whatever your color is, this is going to be your title page. Try to make it visually interesting. This is going to be your first impression. This is going to be how you start off your slides. And then this would be where you'd insert text on the meaning of your color. Blank is a natural color associated with earth as a result of giving a sense of yada, yada, yada. It keeps going on. You'll find that information for your color. Go through the checklist of slides that you need to start making slides for each requirement. So if I know just on the bare minimum I'm going to need 17 or 19 slides, start making those slides, and then you're going to find out that you're probably going to need a few more, and you can just insert them in the areas that you need. Brown is a neutral color and has different characteristics and standards of colors to the slide. So my example will be slightly different. And that's the end of this. So this is just me presenting the information for you. Now, the other thing that I have done, and this is linked in your classroom, is I also did a Google Doc of everything that you're going to need. So this is everything that's in those slides. It's just on 2 pages. It's condensed. Some of you are going to prefer this way of getting your information, and some of you are going to prefer the slides with some of the examples. Whatever way works best for you is the one I want you guys to use. So let's look at my Google Drive. So this is where I have had all my information for my color presentation. And again, I can show you my brown folder in just a minute. So for an example, this is where I would create a new folder for my color. So I can just put new folder. I'm going to say my color is, I'm going to go black. Black is another neutral. It's not a color that's assigned. I don't want to go anything that's assigned color. And I'm going to create a folder for black. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new document. So I can go up here and click new, or you can double click on your Chromebooks or right click in your laptop. And I'm going to go new Google Doc. And I'm going to title this one black. Okay. So this is where I would get my information and I would put it in. So when I do a Google search, I can type in the meaning of black. And I might want to put the meaning of the color black, and that's going to direct me to very specific sites. So here already you can see color black psychology medium, meaning of black, color psychology and symbolism. The color black symbolizes power and sophistication. So I'm going to click open one of these so we can see it. And how do we know what the meaning of black is? It is a mysterious dark color of night that conceals terrifying nightmares. It is a sharp delineation of black typeface on a stark white paper that conveys meaning. It is the significance of black found in the dark attire of a mourner at a funeral. Black is everywhere and is significant, infuses our culture. Meaning of black explained. Like its opposite, black is a definite color. It is a color of borders and the authority. We have many negative associations with black, and we also find it intriguing. Then you have some physical effects. So, does all of this apply or what you're looking for? It might not be, but what you can do is simply go through, copy, Control C, and I'm going to go into my new doc that I created, which is the black doc, And all I'm going to do is hit Control V. Okay, so that's where I'm collecting my information. Symbolism and meaning of black. Okay, now here's the deal. Each of these could be a slide. Symbolism of black could be a slide. Positive association could be a slide. Negative association could be a slide. Right now, all I'm concerned with is collecting that information and putting it into a Google Doc so I have it all in one location. Now, I like this graphic, so I might come back and look at that graphic. So let's copy and paste positive associations. And you're going to see how quickly you can collect information. Black color morsels. This is what I'm talking about when I say little quirky things that you can find. The black widow spider is the most poisonous spider in North America, but only the females are dangerous. Black widow spiders produce the strongest silk of any spider species, and the bright red hourglass on the spider's abdomen warns birds and other predators of the potent venom the spider produces. The Black Sea is bordered by the Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, and Turkey, Georgia, and Russia. Its waters are particularly calm, and it doesn't have tidal variations, though it is more plentiful source of fish and wildlife. The Black Sea is heavily polluted and rampant with overfishing, contributed to a steep decline in fish populations. So again, this is the quirky information that I'm talking about. So I'm going to collect all that, and what I would do is I would simply note that some of that is just quirky information. So if I can do this, I can go through here, highlight, come up here, and I can add a comment. And I can just put quirky information. So when I come back and look at this later, I can go on here and I can click on this and it's going to show what I highlighted as being quirky information. Now, let's look at this graphic. So I'm going to click on this graphic. You can right click and I'm going to put open image in new tab. And there is my image. Now, normally I would just save this to a folder and upload it, but for some of you that might be hard. So I'm going to go into my Google Drive. I'm going to click on this black folder, which is empty. But when I come here, I can take this, bring it up to that folder, and simply drop it in. So I'm going to show you how to do this a couple of times. I've gotten everything I need off this website, so I'm going to go look at something else. I want to look at thecolormeanings.com, so I'm going to open in a new tab. And again, here is another nice graphic. So again, I'm going to right click. You can use 2 fingers in your Chromebook to click on this. And I'm going to go open image in new tab. And now that I have the image in new tab, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to drag it and drop it into that folder. And that's how easy it is to collect your images. Okay, so let's look at what it says. Steeped in sorrow, sleek and chic, mysterious marvel, afraid of vulnerability, painfully powerful, safeguards from harm, bursting with sex appeal, effortlessly edgy, and then you have different shades of black that you can see here, and these all have the hex codes that I was talking about. So let's look at this and get some information about it. The black color meaning black symbolizes power and sophistication. Let's grab that. Let's go into my new document. And I think you're getting the gist of this. So this is what you're going to be doing. Just collecting information. And again, this is going to be things that I'm going to use in my slides. So I'm going to stop at this point because I think you've gotten the message of what you need to do. Grab this little bit of information. And if you look, you're going to see that you're going to collect a lot of information really fast. And I'm going to leave it at that, close that out, go in here, and there we go. So I already have 5 pages of information in just a matter of minutes on black. And I also already have 2 graphics. So what I want to do now is I've given you these links. So the link is Slide Carnival. I'm going to click on that. Now here's the nice thing. There's a ton of presets. You can look up sophisticated. You can look up art. You can look up simple, serious, professional, geometric. There's all kinds of tags that you can look up, but you can also look up by color. So I'm going to click on black and see what templates I have for black. Now here's the nice thing. When you're looking at these, it's really hard to tell if they're going to be useful, but if you click on one, so I'm just going to look at one. I kind of like this one. I'm going to go and click on this example. And if you go down here and Slide Carnival, you can see what that looks like. And these are showing you the sample pages. These are already made. These are already in. They already have colors that work with the slides. So I'm going to click on Google Slides. I'm going to go make a copy. And this is going to save in my personal drive because I'm on my personal account, and that's okay. So this is saving it to my drive versus my school drive that I have for the classroom. But that's fine. I'm just going to show you how to do this. So this is your presentation title. So here I can go the color black. Okay. Now, if I want to make this black, I can. Will it work with the slides or will it disappear? So as you can see, it disappears, so it's not really going to work if I use the color black. So I'm just going to leave that as white so I can see it. I just have a title page, and I can insert a graphic in here if I want to. So in my searches, if I find an interesting graphic, I'm going to use that. I can also bring it up here, and I can move it around. I'm going to go the color black, and I'm just going to type in presentation. Okay, and then again, move it around where you want to have it. And if you want to add anything to it, you can. I'm just going to leave it like this. And if you look at these slides, again, you're going to see some presets already done for you. Here, this is nice because all you have to do is right click on this and you can change the background. So replace image. I can search the web. I can type in black graphics. And I want to find something interesting. I like that one. I'm going to go replace. And there you go. And you have your replacement image. So there's some stuff that you can really use in here. I'm going to hit Control Z. If I go into, let me show you here. Let me do this one. Replace image, search the web. Let me see if I do it this way. So I lose that graphic. So that's something that you'd have to look at and mess around with. And it might be something where you go into view and you look at your theme builder and you change it in there. So here you have that graphic. And if I want to change the background, I could go change the background, choose image. And again, I can search that Google image search. And black graphics. Getting a little off topic here, but I want to show you guys just some variations that you can do. Done. And by doing this, I can keep my graphic. So I'm just going to undo that and go back into here. There is possibly a way to change that image. So if you need help, just ask and I'll be able to help you out. So now I have my presentation. I can get rid of stuff I don't need. Like I don't need this slide, so I can get rid of it. Delete. I'm not going to use this slide. Delete. But some of these other ones, like with the pictures, you might want to leave these because you can just replace the picture and input a new picture. Same thing with this. I can come in here and I can just take this out and I can use a different picture that I can put in here. So that's the nice thing about these slides. And again, I'm just going to delete these because I don't. And this is usually what I start off with. Anything that I don't feel that I'm going to use, I can delete those slides. Some of these graphics you might want to leave in. So when you're doing your color variations, you can replace that image, or if you like this design, you can come up here and do your shapes, do your circle, and you can kind of replace these. So like this would be a good thing to use if I wanted to do shades of a color. So let's say I had the color blue and I wanted to have a light blue, and I wanted to have a dark blue, and this is kind of just setting up my design for me. So if I want to have different shades of blue and put the information underneath, again, I'm not going to use these photos, but this does give me a nice design to use. So I would save slides like this as inspiration, but like a slide like this one, I know I'm not going to use the weekly planner slide. So again, I'm going to delete. And then in the back of the slide Carnivals, get rid of this, you'll find that it also comes with a lot of graphics that you might want to use within your slides. And all you have to do is select them and hit Control C to copy, and you can paste that. So if I have that one, I can hit Control C. I can come up here, hit Control V. I can make this bigger, and I can move it around, and I can use that as part of my design. So Slide Carnival, really good, a nice way to get your slides kind of already set up. The other thing I like to do is I do like to go to View, I do like to go to Theme Builder, because this is going to tell you all your templates. And you can see all the templates that are already in here laid out for text, graphics, information, and then you can just modify the slides as you need them. So again, if I'm doing a presentation on the color black, which is a neutral color, I like the slides. I would probably have the slides as my starting point and build from it. I want to get back into building your graphics. So again, I want to look at black graphics, and I misspelled graphics, it's fine. Go to my images. Now here's the important thing, these are previews. Okay, so if I like something like this, I want to be able to click on this, and again, you can drag it, drop it into your folder, and it's pretty easy. The other thing to do is you can open that image in a new tab. So if I come through here and I find another image that I like, crumpled black textures, I like that. That's for a texture pack. And that might give me an idea. So here's a nice texture pack, and I can see these different black textures. So if I want to use those, that's fine. Ooh, I like this design a lot. So again, I could click on this and I'm going to go open, oops, sorry. I'm going to go open image in new tab. So open image in new tab. And that's the actual size of the image. So it's small, but I can still use it. I'm going to grab it, bring it in here, and drop it in. So this is your starting point. I'm going to end this video right now. Hopefully you figured out things that you can do. I can also put like black and interior design. That's going to give me a ton of images that I can use. So again, I could grab these images, drop them in here, and this is all you're going to be doing right now is collecting your resources, collecting your information. Then once you have your slide template, you have your information for your color, you have your graphics, then you can really start building your slides. See black swatches. I can type that in for color swatches. Okay, and again, you're going to get panels and pictures like this. You're going to get images like this. So I'm going to find one that doesn't have all the watermarks on it and just start collecting these. It's that easy. That's all you have to do is go through, do a little research, find some nice images that you can use. And when you find these nice images, you can simply grab them, drag them, and drop them. It's that easy to do. You could also copy and paste it and put it directly into your slides. Other things that I might want to use, black and graphic design. And these are the categories you guys need to be looking up. So again, here is some stuff, black color and graphic design. You can see different images. This is nice. This is nice. And again, I can just go through and start finding graphic design pieces, black and art. So the use of black in art. And again, you get a ton of images. Black and white photography is another thing I can look up. So there's just a bunch of things. So this is Mr. Aguilar. Let's give a brief review. So for your color presentation, set up a folder to collect your graphics. Set up a Google Doc to collect information that you can use for your slides. What else? What else? Oh, find a nice template that you can use, again, for your color. And then just start attacking it. We're going to give a couple of days to work on this. I'm going to be helping people out in the classroom. Again, if you're not in your class and you're at home working on this, feel free to email me. I'll get back to you. And if you have any specific questions, we can do a Google Meet or I can make a video on it to help you out. So again, this is Mr. Aguilar. I hope this video helps you out. And till next time, bye.